Welcome to sunny Medicine Hat, often fabled as the sunniest city in Canada. It's Ryan Schweitzer bringing you another edition of Swift Current 57's baseball. The 57's coming into this game against the first place Medicine Hat Mavericks, losers of their last four. But as Celine Dion so beautifully and eloquently put in her hit song in 2002, a new day has come. Celine Dion is awesome, and these 57's have the potential to be, however, losers of their last four. And over the past week, fortunes have not been good for the 57's. As a team, Swift Current in their last 6 games with a batting average of just 153. So they're looking to get the bats alive here. Matt Brooks starting on the mound for the Medicine Hat Mavericks. This is a rematch of the Canada Day game that we saw here in the Hat. Matt Brooks getting the start for Medicine Hat against Garrett Hawkins of the Swift Current 57's. Brooks coming into this one, the native of Allentown, PA. 3 appearances, 2 of them starts, 14 innings of work. He's allowed 13 hits, only 4 earned runs, a 16-1 strikeout to walk ratio, and an ERA of just 2. So Matt Brooks getting set to face the Swift Current 57's batting order. Ethan Hunter, Nick Conyas, and Bo McClintock. Nice to see Nick Conyas back with the 57's, a key part of that championship outfield that helped Swift Current hang that new banner at Mitchell Field in the 2017 season. Conyas will hit second in the batting order, looking for his first hit as a member of the 57's in 2018. We touched on it earlier. The offense has been drier than a canola field in the summer of 2018 in Saskatchewan, but Bo McClintock and crew hoping to make it rain here in Medicine Hat on a sunny Sunday afternoon. We're glad that you could join us wherever you may be for this one. 57's are going to be in Weyburn tomorrow. We'll have that webcast for you as well as we follow Swift Current on the road. Ethan Hunter getting set to lead off here for Swift. Ethan on the year, a .275 hitter. The 57's dynamic shortstop hitting top of the order. So Ethan digs in and gets ready to go here against Matt Brooks of Med Hat. And Brooks, right-handed pitcher from Pennsylvania, 87-mile-an-hour fastball. Ethan Hunter trying to bunt his way on base. He sends it right back at Brooks, who throws him out at first. So 1 pitch and 1 out for Matt Brooks, who looks to start working efficiently on the mound here. Nick Conyas to the plate. We talked about it, a member of last year's championship team here in Swift Current, part of the outfield, and that's where he is today, playing right field for the 57's. Conyas. Fastball, 87 on the gun. Just a bit outside to Conyas, wearing number 39 this year for the 57's. First time that we've had him on our Swift Current 57's webcast in 2018. Nick's first road game. This is his 3rd game, 0 for 6. So he's looking to get his first hit, a guy who performed really well down the stretch last year for the 57's and was a great playoff performer as well, helping Swift to that 2017 WMBL championship. 2-1 the count right now to Conyas with the ominous bat of Bo McClintock on deck. Off-speed pitch catches the outside corner in this righty-on-lefty matchup, and the count is 2-2 with 1 away here. 57's losers of their last 4. Last time they were in Medicine Hat was Canada Day, and oh so close in that game, as that 88-mile-an-hour fastball just misses low. Count is 3-2. Swung on and missed as Conyas goes down swinging. Fastball from Brooks pays the bills. Bo hitting .286 in his last week as a member of the 57's. McClintock, .325 on the year, 12 home runs, 32 RBIs. Second best home run and ribby numbers in the league behind Riley McDonald of the Brooks Bombers, who's having himself a year. As 57's here in the top of the first having trouble catching up with that 88-mile-an-hour heater out of the right hand of Matt Brooks. Blake Adams on deck. 89 on the gun on that fastball outside. So Brooks is bringing some heat. The Pennsylvania pitcher against Beaver Creek, Oregon's Bo McClintock. Beautiful blue sky off in the distance. Pitches up. 1-2 with 2 away as Brooks tries to get McClintock to chase high heat. Ahead in the count, 0-2 at the time. Now 1-2 as McClintock takes that pitch just below the letters. 1-2 pitch, called strike 3, 89 miles an hour outside corner of the plate. Couple strikeouts for Matt Brooks, and the 57's go 3 up, 3 down. Garrett Hawkins on the mound when we return. This is Swift Current 57's baseball.
At Crop Production Services, we're on in our commitment to farming. As in, it's on, lights on, game on this day and every day. Because through seeding, spraying, and harvest, on isn't an option. It's a marathon of on for farmers. On track, on time, always on. Like CPS in your community. So much riding on your farm. So many ways to profit from our experience. Bring it on. CPS, we're with you.
Welcome back to Swift Current 57's baseball in Medicine Hat, the gas city as it's often referred to. Garrett Hawkins on the mound for the 57's. The young man from Biggar, Saskatchewan has been solid in his first 4 WMBL outings. 3 starts, 17 1/3 innings of work. He's allowed only 9 hits, only 5 earned runs, 22-7 strikeout to walk ratio. He's 1-0 with a 2.01 earned run average. So Garrett Hawkins preparing to work against a very offensive-minded lineup here in Medicine Hat. David Salguero set to lead off here. Salguero, prototypical leadoff hitter, 284 batting average, 16 for 18 when it comes to stealing bases. So this is a guy who gets on base and then makes things happen whilst out there. Garrett Hawkins 0-1 count. Salguero. Carson Johnson and Colton Wright, top of the order for Medicine Hat here, bottom of 1. Change up from Hawkins as Salguero fells that towards the adjacent parking lot, and Garrett quickly ahead of this dangerous leadoff hitter with the count 0-2. There's a shot by Salguero up the middle, and Medicine Hat has a base runner on here. A guy that Garrett Hawkins and the 57's will keep an eye on here. Garrett pitching to Ben Komanowski. Bo McClintock playing first, Jared Doakey playing second base, where he's been a fixture since Will Baker went down with injury. Ethan Hunter is the shortstop, Mitch Dean the third baseman for Swift. Outfield, Blake Adams in left, Anthony Stewart in center. Right field being patrolled by Nick Kanyas. Designated hitter for the 57's, the red-hot bat of Miles Miller, who's been the Swift Current and their most offensive player over the last few weeks. Miller keeping that average above 300 in the previous 7 days, while the 57's are hitting 153 as a team, so you got to keep that stick in the lineup. Carson Johnson to the plate right now, a 379 average, another dangerous component to this Medicine Hat batting order. Called strike, 1-1. Go with the wide cam here so we can keep an eye on Salguero, as he tends to make things happen while on base. Garrett Hawkins well aware of that. Checks Salguero over at first. Little gamesmanship at first from Bo McClintock. Count 1-1. Hawkins righty on lefty. There goes Salguero and Komanowski. Tough job making the transition from glove to throwing hand, and stolen base number 17 on the year for Salguero, who stands up at second after dirtying up the uni. So now a 2-1 count. Runner on at third. Lined into the glove of Mitch Dean. Great play by the 57's third baseman. Carson Johnson tries to slap one the other way. Lining out to Dean at third. Good reflex move there by Mitch Dean to make the catch. Colton Wright, 24 games, 33 hits in 93 at-bats this year, 5 dingers and 22 RBI. 3-hole hitter with strong numbers now up for the home team. And this has been a bill-paying combination for Medicine Hat this year. Dangerous Wright at the plate with Salguero on base. Wright hit into foul territory. Bo McClintock gives chase and zeroes in on that baseball. And Bo, who never stops hustling, will escort that baseball back into the infield in hurried fashion. 2 down. Still that dangerous runner at second.
2 gone for the first baseman, number 31, Zach Gray.
Another tough out here. Zach Gray, 337 with 3 dingers and 24 RBI. Another guy that hits from the left side of the batter's box. Breaking ball outside, 1-0 count. Hawkins. Inside, 2-0 to Gray. Zach Gray, 6'3", 235. Hits left and throws left out of Henderson State University. Check swing. Called strike. 2-1. The sun shining and beating down on the crowd here in Medicine Hat as Hawkins goes curveball. 3-1 count to Gray. Fastball catches the outside part of the plate. Gray prepared to take a walk to first base. Called strike and now a full count. Hawkins on the mound, a young man with so much composure, the high school student. He's got himself into trouble at times, but he's managed to clean up his own mess more often than not. And he's kept opposition hitters at bay. His last start was here in Medicine Hat, Canada Day start for Hawkins. Left the game with his team in the driver's seat after working 6, as that 86-mile-an-hour fastball is fouled out of the park towards the adjacent parking lot. Count remains full with 2 away and a runner on at second base. Medicine Hat, a team that certainly doesn't have any shortage of offense, threatening here in the bottom of the first inning in a scoreless tie. They got their leadoff guy on, stole second, however stranded there over the past few pitches. Gray will eventually get that walk that he thought he should have had a few pitches ago.
Brings it up late to second baseman, number 1, Nolan Ratai.
Fan favorite, Nolan Ratai, local kid. Trying to delight his friends and family that are in the stands here at Athletic Park. Not the packed house that we had for Canada Day here in Medicine Hat, but another solid crowd here at Athletic Park, downtown Medicine Hat. Storied history with this ballpark, the one-time home of the Medicine Hat Blue Jays, a rookie ball affiliate of the big club. Low-velocity ground ball, Bo McClintock. He'll take care of that, and the Medicine Hat Mavericks will leave one stranded as Ratai grounds out to the first baseman. They get a couple on, Medicine Hat does, via hit and walk, but no runs on the board after the first inning. Scoreless tie heading to the second. 57's baseball will return right after this.
At Crop Production Services, we're on in our commitment to farming. As in, it's on, lights on, game on this day and every day. Because through seeding, spraying, and harvest, on isn't an option. It's a marathon of on for farmers. On track, on time, always on. Like CPS in your community. So much riding on your farm. So many ways to profit from our experience. Bring it on. CPS, we're with you.
Welcome back to Medicine Hat. Glad you could join us. Happy Sunday. A little matinee action here as the sun beats down on this crowd here at Athletic Park at Medicine Hat. Venture to guess, actually, we're close to 1,000 people here. Greg Morrison, a one-time player in the Toronto Blue Jays and LA Dodgers organization, now the owner of the Medicine Hat Club. He's been the owner of this team since 2009 and has really turned it into one of the premier franchises in the WMBL. Attendance has gone up, some new concession items at the ballpark. Like many other spots, patio down the third base line. And Mavs baseball certainly a thing here in Medicine Hat, and great leadership from Greg Morrison as well, helping build a little bit of a baseball empire. Since the days of the Medicine Hat Blue Jays, baseball in this park has always been a thing in Med Hat, but he's really upped his game. Greg Morrison has, with a solid staff here. That WMBL schedule, it is what it is. It's a shame that this is a ballpark that Swift Current only visits once every second year, or twice every second year. As this year, Swift Current making the Lethbridge Brooks Medicine Hat trips and not going up north to Fort McMurray, Okotoks, and Edmonton. Swift will do that next year, but no stops in Medicine Hat next year for the Swift Current 57's, unless they end up having a postseason date. Blake Adams at the plate right now, battling away here with Matt Brooks. Brooks making quick work of Swift in the top of the first. 1, 2, 3. Working very efficiently. Blake, home run, his first at bat of the year. And he's going to single one into center field. 57's have their first hit of the ball game and their first base runner on. Blake Adams.
The designated hitter, number 22, Miles Miller.
Last year, Blake set the team record for home runs with 12. Bo McClintock has that many this year, but Blake 11 games without a dinger after he homered in his first try of the year. So now Miles Miller to the plate. Miller has been an offensive spark plug for Swift. 397 on the year, a couple home runs, 10 RBI. Over this 4-game losing streak, Miles, statistically the strongest hitter in Swift's lineup. His hit and run was on there. Miller sends that with great velocity into Medicine Hat's dugout as Blake Adams was galloping towards second base. Hoping everyone's okay in there as that one came in hot to Mavs dugout. Righty on lefty, if you're watching a baseball game anywhere down the third base line, you always got to be conscious of that matchup. Blake Adams, stolen base leader for Swift. Pickoff attempt, and that ball squirts away from Zach Gray over at first. Not rolling far enough away that Adams was comfortable dusting himself off and galloping to second, so no harm done. Count remains 0-1 to Miles. That pitch catches the outside part of the plate. Count 0-2 with nobody out here and Adams on at first. Top of the second inning. 57's on the bus to Weyburn tomorrow. We'll have that for you at 7:05. 87-mile-an-hour fastball is sent over top of the party patio here in the Hat. Count remains 0-2 to Miles. Ben Komanowski waits in the wings on deck. Miller continues to battle. This time he fouls a changeup up and out of here. Count 0-2. Oh, 2. Quick check over of Adams at first. Miller gets a piece of that. That could be trouble as that's sent into the gap. And diving and no water in the pool in left field. And then the ball's mishandled. Here comes Blake Adams chugging home, and the 57's unconventionally are going to take a lead here. 1-0 Swift. Jordan Dre in left. It looked like he had a tough time seeing it.
Leaving the playing field. Be alert. Pay attention.
It looked like he had an okay beat on that ball, but then had to dive for it at the last second. And Miles Miller stands up at second base. Blake Adams scores, and once again, the 57's have a lead in a ballpark where it's tough to get that. They lead 1-0.
$1 off beer for the next 10 minutes. Budget Wines Beer Bottle. Styling service for every budget.
So an RBI double, the official scoring for Miles Miller, as Adams comes in to score, and Swift Current with a 1-0 lead here in the top of the second. Joe Carnahan and 57's players and fans hoping that that may be the floodgates opening here. Getting a quick run in a tough park to play in. Top of the second, 1-0 lead Swift. Towering fly ball, Komanowski, foul territory right in front of Swift Current's dugout. Zach Gray with the catch. And that's the first out.
One gone for the 57's. Brings to the plate the third baseman, number 4, Mitch Dean.
Hey guys.
Hey.
May I?
Actually, that's mine.
Oh, is it? Oh. How about that? Here you be. Big time. There's 2 in the house.
Mitch Dean to the plate now. Dean 0 for 21 in his last 6 games. He was hitting at an average of better than 1 hit per game prior to that. So Dean looking to bust out of the slump here.
Second inning brought to you by Crystal Nets Insurance Agency.
One 1-0 count with 1 away. Matt Brooks. Looks Miller at second. 2-0 to Dean. Fastball up and in. 3-0 count. One away here and a 1-0 57's lead. Matt Brooks. Miles Miller out behind him, doing his best to get in the mind of the pitcher. Brooks keeping an eye on the offensive catalyst for the 57's. That pitch is up and out, and Mitch Dean gets himself on base. Over that hitting slump we talked about for Dean, he has walked 3 times, now 4. And now Jared Doki with 2 on and only 1 away here in the second. Brooks again, looks Miller. Doki fouls that towards Swift Current's bullpen, and a long strike for Matt Brooks. Doki representing the number 8 spot in Swift Current's batting order as Anthony Stewart waits in the wings. Although the 57's missed out on some wins, a couple great nights at the ballpark this week. Ground ball, tried to pick it at first and passed him. Here comes Miles Miller to score. And Medicine Hat, a very clean baseball team, traditionally kicking things around here in the top of 2. And they've spotted the 57's a deuce here. A ground ball that Gray had to field on the backhand that kicked away from him. Jared Doki able to advance to second base.
The center fielder, number 21, Anthony Stewart.
Miller comes in to score. Mitch Dean moves all the way to third, and Anthony Stewart up to the plate as all hands on deck celebrating for the 57's, going up 2-0 here. And with Anthony Stewart up, catcher for the Mavs, Colton Wright, wants everyone to move over a little bit in dealing with Stu. One out and a 2-0 Swift Current lead as Brooks fastball in. Another fastball. Just up and out. 1-2 count. Top of the order on deck for Swift Currents. Ethan Hunter waits in the wings. And a pitch that hits the ankle of Stu, and bases loaded now.
Stewart hit by a pitch. Top of the order now for the 57's. The shortstop, number 8, Ethan Hunter.
So 3 ducks on the pond and only 1 away. Blake Adams singled. Miles Miller had a sky-high double that appeared to have got lost in the sun, and that allowed Adams to score as the ball was kicked around a little bit in the outfield. And we're going to pause a little bit here and have a brief mound visit after Matt Brooks hit Anthony Stewart with that pitch to load the bases. So a brief discussion on the mound here. 57's coming into this one. Losers of their last 4. Medicine Hat, top record across the land. Tough ballpark to win in. And the 57's trying to exercise some demons at the expense of the top team in the WMBL this afternoon. They have a quick 2-0 lead here. All right, places everyone. Top of the order. Ethan Hunter leading off in the first. He tried to bunt his way on base as he sent a rolling ball right back at Matt Brooks for an eventual 1-3, grounding out to the pitcher. Complexion of this at bat much different now with 3 on as Hunter, fastball up and in. He takes a hack at it and redirects it towards the backstop. A 0-1 count with 1 away and 3 aboard. Breaking ball in the dirt. Colton Wright drops to his knees to keep that baseball in front of him and keep all runners at their station. Count 1-1 with 1 away. 57's with a quick 2-run lead and looking for more as Hunter fouls that ball out of the ballparks towards the downtown residential area here and the Hat. 2-hour bus ride straight west of Swift Current today for the 57's. Got here for a noon batting practice. Breaking ball through right. Everyone's going to stay put, though. Only one down here. Nick Kanyas on deck. 57's with a crooked number here in the second. As Brooks. High heat takes care of Hunter.
Third strikeout there for Brooks. 2 gone for the 57's. Brings to the plate the right fielder, number 39, Nick Canis.
Third strikeout for Brooks. His first strikeout of the game was at the expense of this young man who's at the plate right now, Nick Kanyas. West Texas A&M is where he played his school ball, the native of San Antonio, Texas. First pitch, 1-0 count. 2 hits for the 57's. They've scraped 2 across the board here. 2 down, bases loaded for Kanyas. Takes a hack at that fastball, and the count is 1-1. One pitch, 2 down. Kanyas belts that ball, but it's right into the glove of Nolan Ratai. And a run-saving stab by the local second baseman, Nolan Ratai. The 57's are going to end up stranding 3, but they score 2 in the second. Swift Current up a deuce. 2-0 57's. We'll be back with more of this 57's webcast right after this.
When planning your Swift Current stay, call the Days Inn. Just a short walk from Living Sky Casino and a few minutes from world-class golf, Days Inn offers free Wi-Fi, a continental breakfast to go with newly renovated rooms. Ask about suites with kitchenettes. Unwind in the jacuzzi suite. If you're driving a large truck, no problem. There's lots of free parking. The Days Inn is home to locally renowned meeting and banquet facilities as well. Call 306-773-4623. The Days Inn, the host hotel for the Swift Current 57's.
Welcome back to Swift Current 57's Baseball. Glad you could join us for a little Sunday matinee action. Back to Swift Current, everyone will go tonight after this one, and then it's on the road to Weyburn tomorrow. Got to give a shout out to Chef Rusty Thenis of the Harvest Eatery in Shaunavon. That pig roast was dynamite at the 57's last home game Friday night with the Weyburn Beavers in town. Not the result Swift Current baseball fans were hoping for with a 6-1 L, but fans were fed and fed well by Chef Rust. Have to do that again. Invite him to the ballpark. The brisket that they do there, 5 stars. That wouldn't be a bad evening at all. Strike called on that offering from Hawkins, and the count is 1-2. So 1-2 count. Who's this guy at the plate? Louis Canjera. Swinging and missing. First strikeout of the afternoon for young Garrett Hawkins. As he pulls the string on that offering, Canjera in front of it and goes down swinging. Designated hitter Sal Rodriguez now. Sal Rodriguez from Crystal Lake, Illinois, a junior, Minot State University, listed at 6'2", 250. Rodriguez, 311, 2 home runs, 19 runs batted in. DH who hits for power. 1-1 count with 1 away as Garrett Hawkins. Breaking ball. It's headed into the stands here. And that ball skating through the fans here at Athletic Park. 1-2 pitch. Garrett Hawkins not taking much time between offerings as he tries to get Rodriguez to chase after a high fastball. 2-2 the count right now with one down here. Sunday afternoon action at Athletic Park in the Hat. Happy to have you be a part of it as Rodriguez is going to take that breaking ball and smack it into left field. Second hit for the Mavs, who have a guy on. Michael Kahn is the right fielder.
The right fielder, number 16, Michael Kahn.
One down here and one on. Bottom of the second inning, a 2-0 lead for the 57's. Garrett Hawkins and the Swift defense trying to keep a team at bay that's known for the ability to pile on runs quickly. 1 on and 1-0. This is the number 8 hitter in Medicine Hat's lineup. Jordan Dre is on deck. Garrett Hawkins pitching to Ben Komanowski. Bo McClintock at first. Jared Doki at second. Ethan Hunter is the shortstop. Mitch Dean playing third. Outfield in this one, Blake Adams, Anthony Stewart, and Nick Kanyas. Designated hitter duties are for Miles Miller today. 2-1 count with one away. Ground ball. Bo McClintock. Throw at second base through Ethan Hunter. And the 57's, who are hoping for a 3-6-1, are going to instead have a situation with runners on the corners here and only one away. Well, Medicine had a good team. You don't want to give them opportunities like this. Mavs, an explosive team that can hold you accountable for mistakes. And a miscue in Swift Current's infield has men on the corners. Fastball, Hawkins fouled off. You can see fans enjoying the game on that berm past the outfield wall. That was built here in 2013 after Athletic Park flooded due to a rising South Saskatchewan river. That big grassy area put up for protectionary measures to keep Athletic Park from finding its way underwater. There's a fly ball into left field, and that will carry out foul. This is Jordan Dre, left fielder. Long strike for young Hawkins, and it's a 1-2 count with one away and runners on the corners. Fastball up and in. Dre strikes out. Frustrated at himself for taking a hack at that pitcher at the letters. Second strikeout for young Hawkins. 87 up and in. I walked out there prior to the game to have a look at the field from that berm. It's a great view of the park. Looks like it's become a thing for people to bring lawn chairs and set them up there to watch the ball game. I mean, you're not getting ticket money from those folks, but you don't want your ballpark to be underwater again, so. One 1-0 count. Check swing called strike. This is the top of the order, and David Salguero singled and stole a base in the bottom of the first inning. The concession here at Medicine Hat is dynamite. Those folks aren't able to enjoy that, but who knows, underneath those chairs, maybe there's a cooler full of BYOB action. Two-one. That one slapped into the outfield. Hit single that will score Sal Rodriguez as he heads home from third. Two-out shot by Salguero to score the runner at third, and Medicine Hat's on the board. It's a 2-1 Swift Current lead now as Carson Johnson digs in. Two away, righty on lefty. And a well-hit ball by Johnson. This could be trouble as Anthony Stewart, nope, he's able to zero in on that. Like a hungry hawk, zeroing in on an unsuspecting field mouse. Anthony Stewart with the catch in center field. Medicine Hat strands a couple, but they do score one, and it's a one-run ball game. 2-1, 57's lead it with the top of the third on the way. We'll be back with more of our 57's webcast right after this.
At the Hearing Place, we're making a positive difference in the lives of our clients' hearing health. We are a full-time, fully licensed hearing health care facility. Our goal is to improve and maintain our clients' hearing health with personal attention and ongoing support. As an audiologist with more than 15 years' experience, I work with clients of all ages, including toddlers and newborns. This is not only my vocation, but my passion. When you come into the Hearing Place, you will receive a complete diagnostic hearing evaluation using state-of-the-art equipment. We talk about the specific reasons for your visit and the hearing situations you find most difficult. We then discuss the hearing options that are right for you, your budget, and your lifestyle. The end goal is to ensure you leave with the knowledge and confidence about your future of hearing health. The Hearing Place. For more information, visit www.thehearingplace.ca.
Happy Sunday. Glad that you could be a part of our webcast of Swift Current 57's baseball that is emanating live from Athletic Park in Medicine Hat in the South Saskatchewan River Valley in Medicine Hat. Medicine Hat, the sunniest city in Canada, and I believe there's actually a scientific study to prove that. More hours of sunshine in this locale than anywhere else across the great nation. As Bo McClintock digs in here. Struck out the last time he was up, 0 for 1. Swift Current leads at 2-1. This is the top of the third inning. McClintock swats that offering foul. And just over top of Athletic Park. Swing and a miss. McClintock, the last visit to this park on Canada Day, Bo tied the Swift Current 57's franchise record in a single season with his 12th. Bo's had a few base hits since then, but no big flies as he's going to go down swinging here. And you can see some body language of frustration on Bo here.
One gone for the 57's. Brings to the plate. The left fielder, number 24, Blake Adams.
Bo will work through that. It's only a matter of time before he gets back on track. He's got all the physical tools, Bo does. And he's got it going on between the ears as well. He's offered some of his teammates some great advice who have had trouble swinging the bat. And if he follows his own advice, he'll be fine. Gray in the infield eventually says mine, louder than his counterpart Ratai at second, and makes the catch on Blake Adams, who flies out to 3. Miles Miller to the plate now. Miller RBI double, his last at-plate endeavor. Colton Wright wants everybody to move over. Medicine Hat catcher. Encouraging the defense to shift right a little bit for the left-hitting Miller. You can see Nolan Ratai over at second base with his heels on the outfield grass. A little bit further right than where you would normally see him positioned. As Medicine Hat, they've done their homework and clearly anticipating Miles to pull something here. Count 0-2 to Miller. Hitting 5th in Swift Current's order. Pitch is outside, count 1-2. Still a 2-1 lead for the 57's. Miller, the native of Windsor, Ontario. Awaiting the 1-2 pitch. Opposite field shot by Miller. After they shift the defense to the right, Miller goes left. Good piece of hitting from Miles.
2-0 signal there for Miller. Brings to the plate our Butcher Brian's beer batter, the catcher, number 41, Ben Omanowski.
So 2 down, Big Ben with a turn at the plate as he takes off the catalogs. And the catcher will make his way up to the dish now with 2 down and a capable Miles Miller on at first base. Ben 0 for 1 this afternoon, flying out to first base, trying to keep the top of the 3rd inning going. His team leads 2-1, and they're trying to pad that lead. Breaking ball. Wright puts his body behind it. Count 1-0. 1-0 pitch. Heat to Komanowski. Swinging strike. A fabulous celebration last night in Swift Current as the Saskatchewan Hockey Hall of Fame held its inductions. Swift Current hockey coach Larry Johnson, just a legend around Southwest Saskatchewan, one of the inductees that saw hosts from TSN, Kate Biernes and Natasha Stanishevsky there. Got to give a shout out to Swift Current Mayor Dennis Perreault enjoying the webcast. He got his pick taken with Kate and Natasha, as did many last night, the accessible hosts, making sure to take time to meet everyone who attended. A couple hundred people in the Innovation Credit Union Iplex curling rink. Just a fantastic event that also saw Haley Wickenheiser, Canadian Olympian, inducted into the Saskatchewan Hockey Hall of Fame. As Komanowski pops that up, that one may be playable. And Colton Wright, just unable to zero in on it. It was approaching the backstop in the 57's on-deck area. So a fantastic night of celebration last night. Dennis Lepke, a longtime Swift Current sports volunteer, volunteered with the Swift Current Broncos of the Western Hockey League since the late 60s. He was also recognized at last night's function. 2-2 pitch. 2 away. Called strike 3. Ben caught looking. Miles Miller got himself on base, but he ended up stranded. Bottom of 3 coming up. 2-1 lead for the Swift Current 57's. Hawkins on the mound when we return after these.
At Crop Production Services, we're on in our commitment to farming. As in, it's on, lights on, game on this day and every day. Because through seeding, spraying, and harvest, on isn't an option. It's a marathon of on for farmers. On track, on time, always on. Like CPS in your community. So much riding on your farm. So many ways to profit from our experience. Bring it on. CPS, we're with you.
When you need to unwind, visit Smiley's Lounge at the Days Inn Swift Current. Smiley's offers daily food specials and a full menu. Ask about their daily homemade soup and a wide variety of wings. Need something to go? Visit their off sale selling cold beer, hard liquor, wine and coolers, and all the ice you need. Need takeout or a catering service? Call 306-778-4600. Smiley's Lounge, North Service Road East, Swift Current.
We got a young cheer team trying to will the hometown Medicine Hat squad to some offense here. Garrett Hawkins and the Swift Current 57's have other plans, as the crowd applauding the efforts of a young cheer team making an appearance here at the ballpark at Med Hat. Good for them. Very, very, very skilled youngsters. Getting some support from the ball team in Medicine Hat as they made their way off the field. A lot of good jobs as they were heading on and then heading off.
Middle of the third inning, brought to you by Murray Springer, the official seller of the Mavericks. Be sure to send in all your fan photos to Medicine Hat News.
It's the great thing about baseball at this stage and in this league. The players take it seriously, don't pretend for a second that they don't, but they're not afraid to have fun out there in between innings as well. In Swift Current, you know, you got members of the pitching staff that always help out with the bird dog hunt, and in between innings, some friendly encouragement coming from the home team here in Medicine Hat as those youngsters made their way out on field. Probably the biggest audience that they've ever performed in front of doing that. I could be wrong. Maybe they go to competitions with packed stadiums, but in any event, here we are. Bottom of the third inning. And 3-4-5 due up for Medicine Hat. Colton Wright, Zach Gray, Nolan Ratai, who are combined 0 for 3 first time through the order. Garrett Hawkins, second time through now. The young right-hander from Bigger, Saskatchewan induces an 0-1 foul ball. So the count quickly 0-2. 2 quick strikes for young Hawkins. Change up, ground ball. Ethan Hunter, and Hunter wizardry at short, making tough plays look easy as he is wont to do. Wright grounds out via the 6-3.
The first baseman, number 31, Zach Gray. Today's game brought to you by Reliance Insurance. We're your insurance company.
Pitch is fouled out. Count 1-1 here in the bottom of the third. This is Zach Gray, who walked his last time up. 1-1 the count. One down. Breaking ball from Garrett. Count 2-1. Shout out to Garrett's family enjoying this game from the Bigger, Saskatchewan area. BIGGAR for our American friends. Small community, about 2 hours straight north of Swift Current on Highway 4. 3-1 count. Second walk of the afternoon for Gray. And the second walk issued by Hawkins.
The second baseman, number 1, Nolan Ratai.
Ratai grounded out to Bo McClintock, his last at-plate endeavor. So a one-out walk. Zach Gray. A couple of good takes. Now Nolan Ratai. Ratai's been at this a while, his third summer of WMBL ball for the home team. 307 average coming into this afternoon. Ratai fouling one into your living room. Just buzzing the top of the backstop, and a souvenir for fans just beneath us enjoying this one from the shade at Athletic Park in Medicine Hat. Barring a playoff matchup, which could certainly happen, this will be the last time Swift Current plays in this park in regular season action until the 2020 season. Fans in Swift Current, this is a great ballpark to come enjoy a game in. Kind of a nice minor pro feel to it. Runner in motion and thrown away. Medicine Hat appealing that Hawkins balked and Gray was in motion. However, the 57's unable to connect the dots and get Gray out anyway, so even if they do get the call the way they wanted to, runner advances anyway. But a great venue for baseball, just 2 hours away from Swift. Even if 57's were playing here on a work night or a school night for you, could still get here and back at a decent time. And Nolan Ratai, after that unconventional stolen base with a runner on at second, he singles, putting men on the corners and one down. Medicine Hat threatening again. Louis Canjera to the plate, who is caught looking, his last at-plate endeavor. Canjera is Medicine Hat's RBI leader. He's got 25 of them. So one of the top guys in the league at batting in runs is the player that Garrett Hawkins and the 57's have to deal with. Runners on the corners. Fiery Latin music with a sexy beat, getting Medicine Hat fans pumped here. And they would love their team to get their first lead of the afternoon. First pitch changeup from Hawkins, drifting up and out on this righty on lefty matchup. And it's a 1-0 count. These two teams met in the 2014 WMBL Championship. Medicine Hat taking that series. Lethbridge winning it in 2015, and then Swift Current with the 16 and 17 championships. Prior to that 2014 win, this Medicine Hat organization, they were frequently the bridesmaid in the WMBL, losing in the league final. Thinking 5 times. Once to Swift in there. Swung on and missed. And runner is safe at second. Canjera taking a hack, but a stolen base for Nolan Ratai. That was close. Nice throw from Kamenowski. Good jump by Ratai to get in under the tag. Count 2-2 with 2 in scoring position now for Medicine Hat's RBI leader, Canjera. Two-two pitch. Canjera reaches and fouled.
Yeah, 50-50 tickets on sale. Get them now. Drawn in the 7th inning.
Two-two pitch. 1 down. Medicine Hat, the last time these teams met, a come-from-behind 4-3 win that required extra innings. Canjera, ground ball just fair down the first base line. No, that's fouled. Few umpires in the stands not agreeing with that assessment. Canjera didn't miss by much. Two-two count as the third baseman from San Pedro, California, trying to bring in some runs here. Ground ball. And that ball taking a funny hop on Ethan Hunter. And Joe Carnahan coming out of the 57's dugout. Joe is hoping for a nice afternoon in the shade on a hot, sunny afternoon in southeastern Alberta. Keeping his mound visit short. eye level to Rodriguez, and the count is 1-0. Rodriguez fouling that one back. McClintock may have a play, and Ben Komanoski, great play by the 57's catcher to take care of Rodriguez. Ben not slowing down as he got close to that wall. Gutsy play by the Regina-born catcher, Komanoski.
Make some noise for the right fielder, number 16, Michael Kahn.
Michael Kahn now. Trying to give the home team their first lead of this afternoon. We're in the bottom of the third inning. 57's with a crooked number put up in the top of the second. 2 runs. Medicine Hat has scraped 1 across the plate in the second and third. Two away. Hawkins, curveball, drops in for strike 1. Count 1-2, pardon me, with 2 away. Ground ball, a defensive swing, and that's going to bleed through the infield, and a run comes in to score. First lead of the afternoon for Medicine Hat. Kahn RBI single. And the native of Clarksville, Tennessee, singles in the go-ahead run. 3-2 Mavs. Number 9 hitter is Jordan Dre. Sophomore from the University of British Columbia and a native of the big, beautiful city of Vancouver. Dre at the plate, curveball, and he swats it foul. Count 0-1 after that foul ball. Hawkins looks the runner at second, goes back to that curveball. Strike called, 0-2 with 2 down. Walk, single, E6 and another single, getting Medicine Hat 2 runs on the board. And Garrett Hawkins strikes out Jordan Dre to end a bit of a painful inning for the 57's. Bottom of the third, and Medicine Hat puts 2 on the board. 3-2 Hat leads. Swift will try and get it back when we return with the top of 4 to Swift Current 57's baseball.
All right, fans, take a look at your program. Go to the RT's Ice and Water app in your program.
At Crop Production Services, we're on in our commitment to farming. As in, it's on, lights on, game on this day and every day. Because through seeding, spraying, and harvest, on isn't an option. It's a marathon of on for farmers. On track, on time, always on. Like CPS in your community. So much riding on your farm. So many ways to profit from our experience. Bring it on. CPS, we're with you.
And now, a message from your stomach.
Hey, the workday's over and it's time to eat, and I need some real good food. Some real good food from Houston Pizza. They've got savory ribs, souvlaki, steak, chicken, Greek or Caesar salad, and of course, that delicious pizza. Everything's made fresh daily. For dine-in, pickup, or delivery at Houston Pizza, you get real good food.
Houston Pizza's got lots of real good food.
There's a look at the venue for this afternoon's contest between Swift Current and Medicine Hat. It's Ryan Schweitzer at Athletic Park. 2 hours down the road from Mitchell Field, where the 57's got on their JTS bus lines bus today for this matchup with the top team in the WMBL, Medicine Hat. Medicine Hat 23-4 coming into this afternoon, 9-1 in their last 10 games, winning percentage of .852. Swift Current 14-16 after going above the 500 mark for the first time this year. The 57's falling back below. They had a 14-12 record, but have lost their last 4 straight. The offense has not come naturally for the 57's over that 4-game losing skid. As Mitch Dean foul ball off the playing surface and just over top of the stands here. Dean walked his last time up. Dean, Doki, Stewart, 7, 8, 9 are on the agenda here in the top of the 4th inning. Matt Brooks. Pitch almost gets a piece of the bicep of Dean. Swift Current 14-16, 4th in the WMBL East as Dean swings at that high offering for a 2-2 count. Swift Current 4.5 games of Melville, who are 9-20 for that final playoff spot. Dean redirects that off the paraphernalia of catcher Colton Wright. Count remains 2-2 here. Matt Brooks entering his 4th inning of work. Called strike 3. Dean caught looking. Stewart, who was hit by a pitch in his last at-plate endeavor on deck. Matt Brooks working quickly here in between pitches, and up on Jared Doki, count is 0-2. The deeper you go into July, the more you can start doing the if the playoffs started tomorrow scenario. And if that did happen, it would be the 57's and a first-round date with the Weyburn Beavers. Another shot down the first base line, and the tag applied by Gray. Weyburn in first, Regina 2 games behind them in the East. Moose Jaw 3.5 behind Regina, and Swift Current 5 behind Moose Jaw. So when you look at that, teams really have to get hot and others have to cool down for the standings to really change that much, as there's a lot of separation in between first and 4th. So when you do the whole scenario of if the playoffs start tomorrow, you can put some stock in that in the East. Of course, anything can happen in this league, but Swift Current, Weyburn, first-round matchup. And Regina Moose Jaw in round 1. That would be interesting. Medicine Hat starting to pull away in the WMBL West, 5 ahead of the Okotoks Dogs, 5.5 ahead with their 22-4 record, as Anthony Stewart swings on a 2-1 pitch. Brooks and Fort Mac on the outside looking in on the playoff picture. Edmonton and Lethbridge battling it out for 3rd. No one in the West wants Edmonton in the first round. Called strike on Stewart, and 2-2 the count. Prospects upsetting their way to the WMBL final the last 2 years in a row. They're a team, they play small ball all season long, and that really pays the bills once you get into the playoffs. And that's why Edmonton traditionally has been such a dangerous opponent. As Stewart checks his swing, third base umpire was not paying attention. Did he go? No, he didn't. Umpire at third base getting some heat for not paying attention as Stewart fly ball heading towards the seats. Well, he'll be dialed in the rest of the game now. But the Edmonton Prospects, talking about them, a team, they get through the season playing small ball. And that skill is something that you really need in the playoffs. And despite being one of the lower seeds, they've got to the league final the past 2 years. So Edmonton sitting in third place right now, battling with Lethbridge for third. They're a team that won't clean up in the regular season. Did he go? Yeah, no he didn't. He was watching this time. Stewart walks.
The order now for the 57's, the shortstop number 8, Ethan Hunter.
So Ethan Hunter 0 for 2 up now. Hunter will foul that ball out of here. Two-out walk to Anthony Stewart. Has a guy on at first. Ground ball. Johnson flips to second just in the nick of time. Stewart is erased. And the Mavs get the force at second, and that'll do it for the Swift Current 57's. Bottom of 4 coming up, 3-2 lead, Medicine Hat. We'll be back with more Swift Current 57's baseball momentarily.
At Crop Production Services, we're on in our commitment to farming. As in, it's on, lights on, game on this day and every day. Because through seeding, spraying, and harvest, on isn't an option. It's a marathon of on for farmers. On track, on time, always on. Like CPS in your community. So much riding on your farm. So many ways to profit from our experience. Bring it on. CPS, we're with you.
Welcome back to Swift Current 57's baseball at Athletic Park in Medicine Hat. Glad that you could join us for this Sunday afternoon action between two storied franchises in this league, Medicine Hat and Swift Current. Got to tip our cap to Greg Morrison and the Medicine Hat Mavericks organization. Always first class and always rolling out the red carpet for us when we work our webcast out of Medicine Hat. 3-2 lead for Medicine Hat, and there's a well-hit baseball. And that just lands fair, and that's going to careen all the way into a deep, dark crevice of this ballpark. Nick Conyas fishes that ball out, but not before David Salguero leads off with a triple. Salguero 3 for 3 with 2 singles and a triple. And there's the dimensions of Athletic Park coming into play again. Most parks 325 in the corners, but this is the one where it's 350 in the corners and then 385 to straightaway centers. So, ground ball. Mad Hat's going to get another run in here, as Johnson's going to ground out via the 4-3, but a run comes in to score. And Salguero, after that triple, touches home plate. And Medicine Hat now up a deuce. It's 4-2. Now Colton Wright, who's 0 for 2. Hawkins. Change up. Called strike. The sun beating down on these athletes, Swift Current and Med Hat. 4-2 lead. Swift Current trying to get back on their winning ways. The injury bug Something that needs exterminating from Swift Current's dugout. Ground ball, Ethan Hunter. 6'3", right, taken care of. Will Baker, second baseman, the latest casualty, as he's enjoyed the last few games from the dugout with a lower body injury. Will, a guy, steady at second base. Not the scariest numbers at the plate, but key hits at key times. And at times, Swift Current has struggled with their situational hitting as there's a fly ball center field off the wall, and that'll be extra bases for Zach Gray. Doubling off that center field wall that's 385 in. And a couple of extra base hits for the home team here in the bottom of the fourth inning. 2 down. And it's Nolan Ratai up again. But you look at this team that Swift Current has, struggling offensively right now. And right about now, Tyler Wojciechowski and Brian Benz would look fantastic in 57's uniforms. 2 players sent home with nagging injuries. 2 big guys capable of busting games open. And their service is no longer available to Joe Carnahan. Of course, it's only a matter of time before Blake Adams shakes out of the slump that he's in. Bo McClintock. He'll come around at some point, too. Ground ball. Ethan Hunter. Great transition from glove to throwing hand. Medicine Hat gets another one across the plate, though. 4-2 the score. Top of 5 coming up. This is Swift Current 57's baseball. Glad that you could join us here on Sunday afternoon. We'll be back right after this.
At Crop Production Services, we're on in our commitment to farming. As in, it's on, lights on, game on this day and every day. Because through seeding, spraying, and harvest, on isn't an option. It's a marathon of on for farmers. On track, on time, always on. Like CPS in your community. So much riding on your farm. So many ways to profit from our experience. Bring it on. CPS, we're with you.
Welcome back, Swift Current 57's baseball. Sunday afternoon in beautiful Medicine Hat. We're back in action tomorrow in Weyburn. Well, so Nick Kanyas leading off. 57's going 2-3-4. Kanyas, a well-hit ball, but lining out to Nolan Ratai, his last time up at the plate. Kanyas, McClintock, Adams. Big swing, and nothing doing for Kanyas. Count is 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch. Curveball called strike 3. Nick caught looking, and he's not happy with that assessment. 7th strikeout for Matt Brooks, who's dicing up the 57's in this one. He was the pitcher they faced on Canada Day and had a strong outing then as well. Now Bo McClintock to the plate in his road green uni with the gray pants. First pitch, breaking ball. Count 0-1 to Bo with 1 down. Ground ball, McClintock. Johnson, shortstop, taking the first baseman off the bag. Infield single for Bo. Tough play for Johnson to make there.
The left fielder, number 24, Blake Adams.
And Johnson at short, doing the best he can with what he has, and the 57s have Bo McClintock on base with one out. Adams 1 for 2. As he singled, and then Miles Miller brought him in for one of Swift Current's 2 runs in the second. Adams launches that baseball into left field off the scoreboard. A 2-run dinger for Blake Adams. The federal government is going to try and find a way to put a carbon tax on the propulsion system of that baseball, but it's all natural. It's all Blake. And the 57s with one swing of that powerized lightning strike Louisville slugger, Blake Adams. A bomb from Blake, and it's 4-4. Heading into this game, the offense has been anemic for the 57s over this 4-game losing skid, but is that the wake-up call that the 57s needed? Blake Adams, a no-doubter to left field here in Medicine Hat. It's a long jaunto to left field, 350 in the corners, but a no-doubter off the bat of Blake. Now Miles Miller to the plate. RBI double and a single for Miles this afternoon, and a 2-1 count now. Pitch catches the inside part of the plate on Miller, and the count is 2-2 with one down here. Ground ball. Miller hits to first. Gray takes care of the speedy designated hitter.
2 gone for the 57s. Brings to the plate our Budget Blinds beer batter, the catcher, number 41, Ben Omanowski.
Ben 0 for 2. Flying out and striking out his last 2 times up.
Service for everybody.
Breaking ball dropping low, 1-0 count to Ben. One 0 count. Another breaking ball low, 2-0. So another crooked number for the 57s as Komanowski hits that one to left field. That's hit back, hit to the corner in left. And Komanowski goes yard. That ball getting altitude not unlike the Millennium Falcon. Komanowski, he does the calculations. He makes the jump to light speed, and it's a solo home run.
The third baseman, number 4, Mitch Dean.
And 2 players who have recently had their struggles at the plate have hit big flies here, and the 57s have put up a field goal here in the 5th. It's 5-4. Blake Adams and Ben Komanowski with dingers. And now a fastball, 87 on the gun, as Matt Brooks going right after Mitch Dean here. Morale boosting bombs in the 57's dugout. Have the 57's feeling good here. Righty on righty, that pitch heads outside. And a 3-0 count to Mitch Dean. He'll take with the count 3-0. Fastball right down the middle, 3-1. A gentle and somewhat merciful breeze blows through Athletic Park. And Dean fouling that changeup towards the residential area just off downtown Medicine Hat here. Just south of this north-facing ballpark. And the count is 3-2 with 2 away. Brooks, full count pitch. Fly ball, center field. And getting underneath that ball and making the catch is David Salguero. So Dean flies out to center field, but a couple dingers from Ben Komanowski and Blake Adams. Komanowski of the solo variety. Adams, 2-run bomb, 5-4 Swift. Bottom of 5 coming up. Swift will try and defend the lead when we return with 57's baseball right after this.
When planning your Swift Current stay, call the Days Inn. Just a short walk from Living Sky Casino and a few minutes from world-class golf, Days Inn offers free Wi-Fi, a continental breakfast to go with newly renovated rooms. Ask about suites with kitchenettes. Unwind in the jacuzzi suite. If you're driving a large truck, no problem. There's lots of free parking. The Days Inn is home to locally renowned meeting and banquet facilities as well. Call 306-773-4623. The Days Inn, the host hotel for the Swift Current 57's.
Welcome back to Swift Current 57's baseball. Glad to have you on board here. Swift Current going up 5-4 after a 3-run top of the 5th. Back-to-back home runs from, well, not back-to-back, but home runs a hitter apart. Blake Adams and Ben Komanowski. New pitcher for the 57's, Isaiah Campa, is going to come in here. This is his second appearance in the WMBL. He went 3-1, or 3 1/3 innings earlier this week in Regina, allowing 2 hits, striking out 1 and walking 1. Tough batting order to face, so Isaiah Campa. Second appearance of the year, the native of El Paso, Texas.
Ready for a change? This pitching change brought to you by Mr. Lou. Now into the game for the 57th. Right-handed reliever number 7, Isaiah Campa.
So Isaiah Campa coming in.
For the Mavericks here in the bottom of the 5th inning, the third baseman number 4, Louis Canjera.
Louis Canjera, Sal Rodriguez, and Michael Kahn due up for Medicine Hat. Isaiah Campa in relief, right-handed pitcher. Campa, that slow windup. And quick release, 1-0 count to Canjera. Canjera facing Garrett Hawkins was caught looking and got on base via error. Three earned runs charged to Hawkins in 4 innings of work. Garrett allowing 7 hits, striking out 3. And ball 4 issued to Canjera. Now Sal Rodriguez, who's singled, scored, flew out to catcher his last time up. He goes through the pre-flight checklist here with his normal routine. Quick sketch in the dirt, and now digging in. Getting set to face Isaiah Campa. First pitch fastball to Rodriguez. Says, how do you do? 0-1 count. Runner on at first is Canjera. Campa. Single into right field. Sal Rodriguez. 2 base runners on now for the Hat. Canjera, runner at second base, 7 for 10 stealing bases. He was able to take a leisurely stroll to second on that well-hit ball by Sal Rodriguez. Ground ball to right field. That ball hurrying to Nick Kanyas, so no time for Canjera to try and scamper to third base on that opposite field shot by Rodriguez. Good piece of hitting by Big Sal, though, who finds himself at first now. And now nobody out and 2 on here. Michael Kahn, who's reached on error and has an RBI single on the afternoon. 57's, though, with a 5-4 lead. Ben Kamenowski and Blake Adams with home runs in the 5th. It was a slow week offensively for the 57's, but looks like they've brought some big bats with them to Medicine Hat here for this Sunday matinee affair. Kahn ready to show bunt, and Bo McClintock well into the infield grass to potentially snag that ball, bouncing off the bat of Kahn if he is successful in getting that bunt down. 2-0 count right now, as Ethan Hunter is going to have a quick chat with young Isaiah Campa on the mound. Two-0 count. Campa. Fastball as Kahn tries to get that bunt down and misses, and the count is 2-1. Count 2-1. And they get that bunt down, but it is in the glove of Mitch Dean. Everyone scampering back. And Kahn, trying to advance runners by the sacrifice, will end up flying out to 5. Now Jordan Dre, who struck out twice. This is his first time facing Isaiah Campa. That last at bat playing out well for the 57's. Runners unable to advance. (5-4) 57's lead it. They want to keep it that way after getting 3 runs in the 5th. Isaiah Campa has a look at the runner at second, focuses on home, breaking ball, just missing inside. Jordan Dre, number 9 hitter. So an opportunity for Medicine Hat to get back into this one here. Well hit ball by the number 9 hitter. That skates through the infield. Medicine Hat holding the runners. Only 1 out here. Dre singling up the middle, and the 3-for-3 David Salguero to the plate.
Company order for the Mavericks as center fielder number 2, David Salguero.
So young Isaiah Campa in a little bit of a bind here that he'll try and get himself out of. Salguero 3-for-3 on the afternoon. Coming into this game hitting .284. 3 red shirts on the base paths now. Top of the order, Medicine Hat trailing by 1, trying to get their lead back after the 57's had a 3-run 5th. First pitch strike from Isaiah Campa. Oh, 1. Campa. Breaking ball outside. 1-1. Some seagulls flying over the field with a large body of water in the background, just like going to a game in San Francisco. 1-2 count now to Salguero. Bases loaded, 1 down. Count 1-2. Isaiah Campa. Curveball, strike 3. A thorn in the side of the 57's all afternoon. Salguero goes down swinging as he chases after that Isaiah Campa breaking ball. Carson Johnson to the plate now. Johnson grounded out to second his last time up, but he did so with a runner on at third base as to bring in a run. .379 batting average coming into this game for Johnson. Bases loaded here with 2 outs. This is a clutch player for Med Hat. A singles-generating machine. 39 hits in 103 at-bats, but only 4 for extra bases. Doesn't need anything big to bring a run across here, though, with 2 on. A 1 count. Isaiah. Fastball up. A walk and singles from Rodriguez and Dre have 3 ducks on the pond here in the bottom of the 5th inning in Medicine Hat. A good top of the 5th for the 57's as they put 3 on the board. They would love to keep their opposition off the scoreboard, bottom of, and really celebrate a solid inning. Breaking ball outside, 3-1 count now. Or 2-1 rather. We're lightning fast in getting that ball on the board here in Med Hat. So 2-1, 2 down. Bases loaded. Campa. Fastball, just a bit up and out. 3-1 now. Colton Wright is on deck. Three and one with 2 away. Campa. Ball 4. We got a tie game. And now Colton Wright, who's 0 for 3. Guy on the team with the scariest power hitting numbers for Medicine Hat, now getting a turn. 5 home runs, 22 RBI on the year for the .355 hitting Colton Wright. Swift has held this guy in check so far this afternoon. This will be his 4th at bat. He's 0 for 3, flying out and grounding out twice. Ground balls hit at Ethan Hunter at short his last 2 times up. Bases loaded, 5-5 game. Kampa one-hopping Kamenowski, who puts his body behind that pitch to keep it in front of him and keep all runners at bay. Count 1-0. Kampa. Fastball just up. Two-0. Fastball from Kampa. Right field, Kanyas diving, and no water in the pool. 3 come in to score. And it's an 8-5 lead for Medicine Hat. Joe Carnahan sending Tommy Steyer down to the bullpen to start warming up. And the Mavs, a team that hits .315 as a team, it's tough keeping these guys off the board, and it's been a 4-run 5th inning. And a bit of a slugfest this afternoon. Swift Current gets a 3-run 5th. Medicine Hat responds with 4. Plenty of 2-run action or 2-out action here too. As Carson Johnson walked with 2 out. And then Colton Wright, that RBI double that cashed in 3. Zach Gray has been successful in his previous at-plate endeavors. A couple walks and a double. Kampa, fastball, strike 1. That was the Mavs' 10th hit of the afternoon. The sun is hot in Medicine Hat, and so are the Maverick bats. Breaking ball, called strike. Oh, 2 count, 2 down. Kampa, curveball. Foul down the first base line. A 4-run 5th. 8-5 the score. Be curious to see how Swift Current responds after this. They're feeling confident offensively. Have a couple of home runs this afternoon. As Zach Gray fouls that offering from Kampa off. Counting 0-2. Hit to right field, and that's going to hop in front of Nick Kanyas. Runner holds at third. Gray singles, his second hit of the ball game.
Runners on the corners for the second baseman, number 1, Nolan Ratai.
And Nolan Ratai to the plate with runners on the corners. With 2 outs, a walk, an RBI double that brought in 3, and then a single from Zach Gray. Kampa, 1 hopper, Gray in motion. He'll take second. So runners on at second and third. Isaiah Campa. Fly ball. Blake Adams. Left field. And that's enough of that. So the Mavs strand a couple but score 4. It is 8-5. 5 innings in the books. Top of the 6th coming up. Swift Current with some catching up to do. We'll be back shortly with more 57's baseball.
At the Hearing Place, we're making a positive difference in the lives of our clients' hearing health. We are a full-time, fully licensed hearing health care facility. Our goal is to improve and maintain our clients' hearing health with personal attention and ongoing support. As an audiologist with more than 15 years' experience, I work with clients of all ages, including toddlers and newborns. This is not only my vocation, but my passion. When you come into the Hearing Place, you will receive a complete diagnostic hearing evaluation using state-of-the-art equipment. We talk about the specific reasons for your visit and the hearing situations you find most difficult. We then discuss the hearing options that are right for you, your budget, and your lifestyle. The end goal is to ensure you leave with the knowledge and confidence about your future of hearing health. The Hearing Place. For more information, visit www.hearingplace.ca.
Welcome back. More Swift Current 57's baseball. Glad you could join us. Medicine Hat, the venue today. Barry Kane from Surrey, BC, coming on to pitch. Matt Brooks will take the rest of the afternoon off.
This afternoon, sorry, for our
Kane, 9 appearances. All but 1 in relief. 20.1 innings of work. He's allowed 22 hits, 11 runs, 10 of them earned. 27-5 strikeout to walk ratio, 4-0 with a 3.44 earned run average. So 27 strikeouts in 20 innings of work for Barry Kane, the new pitcher on the mound for Medicine Hat. Native of Surrey, BC, Douglas Community College. 6 foot 165. He'll be facing the bottom portion of Swift Current's batting order. Jared Doki, Anthony Stewart, and then Ethan Hunter at the top of the order.
Congratulations, you won those jerseys. You can get those at the souvenir shop.
So top of the 6th inning, 8-5 lead for Medicine Hat. Kane, breaking ball. Righty on righty matchup. 1-2 count. Anthony Stewart on deck. Kane. Fastball. Clocking in at 85. And Doki fouls that towards the 57's dugout. 1-2 count. Medicine Hat, 8 runs on 11 hits and a couple of 57's errors. Jared Doki out in front of a curveball. Count 1-2. Fastball drilled into the backstop by Doki. Count still 1-2. Miles Miller, another solid game offensively for Swift Current. Couple hits thus far. RBI double and a single. Adams has a single and a home run. And Jared Doki is going to single his way onto first, buzzing the control tower and lining one right back towards the pitcher's mound. And that's Doki's first hit of the afternoon. Second time he's been a base runner as he's reached on error earlier today. Anthony Stewart's been on base twice in his previous 2 at-plate endeavors, walking and being hit by a pitch. The number 9 hitter for Swift digs in now with Jared Doki on at first and nobody out here. 57's trailing by 3, giving up a 4-run 5th inning to Medicine Hat after they put 3 on in the top of the inning as Doki's checked over at first.
The center fielder, number 21, Anthony Stewart.
Doki 1 for 2 in the base stealing department. Fastball. Outside. 1-0 count. Top of the order in Ethan Hunter on deck. That'll be Hunter's 4th turn of the game at the plate. Fastball on a strike, 1-1. Doki checked over at first.
For the Mavericks, number 7, Barry Kane.
Kane, count 1-1. Fastball. And that's fouled off by Miles. Or, pardon me, Anthony Stewart. Quick pickoff move over to first. Doki dirties up that uni to stay safe. Curveball. Getting away from Kane a little bit. Count 2-2. Goes back to that curveball, and this time it's on target, taking care of Anthony Stewart. 1 away and 1 on.
First strikeout there for Kane. Top of the order now for the 57's. Brings to the plate the shortstop, number 8, Ethan Hunter.
Runner checked over at first. Fastball off the pitcher's mound. Potential for 2 here. 4, 6, and 3. Johnson and Ratai in the middle infield. And that'll do it for the Swift Current 57's in the top of the 6th. Bottom of 6 coming up, 8-5 Med Hat. More 57's baseball right after this.
At Crop Production Services, we're on in our commitment to farming. As in, it's on, lights on, game on this day and every day. Because through seeding, spraying, and harvest, on isn't an option. It's a marathon of on for farmers. On track, on time, always on. Like CPS in your community. So much riding on your farm. So many ways to profit from our experience. Bring it on. CPS, we're with you.
When you need to unwind, visit Smiley's Lounge at the Days Inn Swift Current. Smiley's offers daily food specials and a full menu. Ask about their daily homemade soup and a wide variety of wings. Need something to go? Visit their off sale selling cold beer, hard liquor, wine and coolers, and all the ice you need. Need takeout or a catering service? Call 306-778-4600. Smiley's Lounge, North Service Road East, Swift Current.
7-8 hitters. The third baseman, number 4, Louis Canjura.
6, 7, 8, Canjura, Rodriguez, Khan. Bottom of the 6th inning, 8-5 lead Medicine Hat. This game has had some twists and turns to it. Just about to hit the 2-hour mark of this contest between Swift and Medicine Hat. Swift Current's final regular season visit to Athletic Park here in the Hat. One more Alberta trip for the 57's. That's going to be Friday in Brooks, and then every time they board the bus, it's just staying within the borders of the 306, province of Saskatchewan. 57's in Brooks Friday. We'll have that game for you as Canjera singles to center field.
Leadoff run there, leadoff sort of hit for Canjura, brings to the plate. The designated hitter,
Louis Canjera's first hit of the afternoon, and now Sal Rodriguez, who's 2 for 3, scoring once. Actually, 2 runs scored for Rodriguez today. Designated hitter. Sal Rodriguez from Crystal Lake, Illinois. Junior at Minot State University. Isaiah Campa on the mound, his second inning of work. Tommy Steyer warms up in the 57's bullpen. Young Isaiah Campa. A couple of high school-aged pitchers on duty today for the 57's. Garrett Hawkins the start. Campa coming in the 5th. .2-0 pitch. Fastball catches the outside part of the plate. Righty on righty, and the count 2-1. Two-one pitch. Well hit ball by Rodriguez. It's Big Sal's third hit of the day. Nobody out and a couple on. Canjera hitting 6th in the batting order. Has a hit. And that's going to do it for Isaiah Campa. Rodriguez, who hits 7th, has a couple hits. Michael Kahn's reached on air and has an RBI single, and Jordan Dre has a single as well. So, bottom part of the order contributing for the Medicine Hat Mavericks, as is the top half of the order. As Isaiah Campa will head back to the dugout, and Tommy Steyer will come on here with nobody out here and a couple runners on. We'll give Tommy a chance to get warmed up here, and we'll be back with more Swift Current 57's baseball in just a moment. We're live from Athletic Park in Medicine Hat, 8-5 lead Mavericks.
At Crop Production Services, we're on in our commitment to farming. As in, it's on, lights on, game on this day and every day. Because through seeding, spraying, and harvest, on isn't an option. It's a marathon of on for farmers. On track, on time, always on. Like CPS.
Well, with one swing of the bat, Tommy Steyer giving a rather rude welcome into this contest.
On 1 and 3, he gets 2 instead.
As Michael Kahn comes in. And an RBI double that brings in a run. It's 9-5 now, Med Hat.
The left fielder, number 9, Jordan Dre.
And now Jordan Dre, the number 9 hitter, who's 1 for 3. That was the 14th hit of the afternoon for Medicine Hat. Steyer, slider inside, 1-0. Count. Bottom of the order paying the bills for the home team here. No easy outs, 1 through 9 against this Medicine Hat team. Some big tests, all within a 7-day period for the 57's. Regina earlier this week, Medicine Hat today, and Weyburn tomorrow. So the 3 hottest teams in the league all within a few days of each other. Steyer. Ball 4 issued to Dre. And now the top of the order to the plate with nobody out and the bases loaded. Four batters this inning. 3 hits. Kanjuran Rodriguez singles, Kahn doubles. Dre walking moments ago, and now top of the order with the sacks juiced, if you will. David Salguero, who's got 3 hits. Couple singles and a triple. He struck out his last time up. 1 run here for the Mavericks, and they are looking for more with the bases loaded, and the 57's trying to get an elusive first out here. One and one count now. Fastball in, 2-1. Change up from Steyer finds the strike zone, 2-2 count. David Salguero coming to Med Hat by way of Miami. And Salguero golfs one into right field. Nick Conyas is there. Conyas, and Stewart's the one who made the catch. And it's going to be a sac fly RBI. Conyas and Stewart fist bump after a small collision in right center there. Sac fly RBI for Salguero. Conyas and Stewart don't have a ton of time playing together. Nick just arriving in Swift Current, a late arrival to the 57's. Fans in the stadium, and a few enjoying from the grassy knoll outside the stadium here. Enjoying their team going up by 5. It's 10-5 now. Mavericks with 2 across the plate. Runners on first and second. Stewart covers a lot of ground in center field. Nick Conyas, we saw what he was capable of last year in the 57's championship run. Carson Johnson, who walked with the bases loaded his last time up. 1-1 count. Fouled off. Count 1-2 with one away here. Boisterous crowd here in Medicine Hat, liking what they see. Their team up 5, thanks in large part to a 4-run bottom of the 5th. They've got 2 here in the bottom of the 6th and only 1 away. This is the 6th batter that Med had is sent to the plate. Ground ball, Jared Doki. Doki can't get that ball to sit down. And Johnson is going to make it to first. Bases loaded. Colton Wright, the catcher. RBI double that brought in 3 runs. With one swing of the bat, he was responsible for 3 of that 4-run inning in the 5th, his last time up. Slider from Steyer, and it bites the outside corner of the plate. Count as 0-1. A 1 count. Low velocity ground ball to third. Mitch Dean on target to first. Run comes in to score, but they get Colton Wright. And Medicine Hat goes up 6 here by putting their 11th run on the board, as Wright grounds out with a runner on at third. And that's his 4th run batted into the game. Zach Gray, a double and a single, and a pair of walks this game. 4 positive ABs for Gray on this afternoon. Medicine Hat, no runs in the first, but each inning since has yielded at least a run. We're in the bottom of the 6th now. Ground ball, Ethan Hunter, up the middle. Hunter unable to zero in on that ball. 2 are going to come in to score here. Runners on second and third. Gray bats in 2 more.
The second baseman, number 1, Nolan Ratai.
Ratai 1 for 4 on the afternoon. Fly ball, foul territory. Bo McClintock. Bo right in front of the dugout. Let up a little bit. I'm sure somebody said something and Bo just didn't hear him, but the guys in the dugout, they got to tell him he has room in that situation. He had a few feet to spare. And then that happens. Extra bases into a dark, deep corner of the ballpark. 350 down the alleys, and taking a leisurely stroll home is Zach Gray. Nolan Ratai doubling. And the 6th inning here has gone from bad to ugly. I've known Joe Carnahan since 2004. That is not his happy walk. And Louis Canjera to the plate. This is his second at bat of the inning as he got this party started for the Mavs with a single 2 outs ago. So Medhat goes through the order once, piling up 6 in the process. Called strike. It's 14-5 in the bottom of the 6th. And the deficit for the 57's shooting up like our federal government is managing it. 0-2 though. Strike 3, and that'll do it. Medhat bats around. They put up 6. They strand 1. Top of 7 coming up, 14-5 lead for the Mavericks. Swift has some catching up to do. Top of 7 on the way.
At Crop Production Services, we're on in our commitment to farming. At Crop Production Services, we're on in our commitment to farming. As in, it's on, lights on, game on this day and every day. Because through seeding, spraying, and harvest, on isn't an option. It's a marathon of on for farmers. On track, on time, always on. Like CPS in your community. So much riding on your farm. So many ways to profit from our experience. Bring it on. CPS, we're with you.
Another inning of work for Barry Kane on the mound for Medicine Hat. Nick Kanyas will be the first 57 hitter that he will face. And Kanyas puts Wood to baseball, and that could likely be extra bases. Kanyas, the native of San Antonio, slides in safe at second. There you go, Nick. It's his first hit. Extra bases. Nick's third game back with the team after he helped the 57's win championship rings last year. Nick consistently hitting in the mid-300s last year for Swift. Great to see him put Wood to baseball for extra bases here. And if Nick can start swinging the bat well, that bodes well for the 57's, who are in danger of losing their 5th straight here in Medicine Hat. 14-5 the score. Swift Current had a 2-home run top of the 5th, put up 3 runs, but since then, Medicine Hat has scored 10. A 6-run 5th, or a 6-run 6th, and a 4-run 5th as McClintock swings and misses. Barry Kane, the reliever right-hander from Surrey, BC, in. Blake Adams on deck. Adams with that 2-run home run. McClintock 1 for 3 on the afternoon. Bo reaching in a defensive swing there with 2 strikes against him. Breaking ball that was heading low and away. And Bo stays alive in this exchange with Barry Kane. Clintock hitting 3-hole this afternoon. Kane looks Kanyas. Heater to Bow, swing and a miss, strike 3.
Kane gets his flip top, swinging and missing. Second strikeout there for Kane. One gone for the 57's. Brings to the plate the left fielder, number 24, Blake Adams.
Adams' 2-run dinger his last time up. Blake's 2 for 3 on the afternoon.
For this at-bat.
Last year, the Swift Current 57's, when it came to leadership roles, players within the team, Bobby St. Pierre, a lot of people would remember him as kind of the alpha dog of the group. When times were tough, guy who was holding players-only meetings and holding guys accountable. Bo McClintock and Blake Adams playing that role this year for Swift. Adams wasn't seeing the ball real well coming into this game, but he's got 2 hits this afternoon. He's got the skills to lead by example. Yeah, Swift Current tries to shake this skid that they're on. Out in front of a curveball, count 1 and 2. Miles Miller on deck. Miles 2 for 3. Miles quietly having himself a fantastic season for Swift. 1-2 count with 1 down. Conyas on its second after that double. Adams out in front of something that he was expecting a little bit more velocity on, and he goes down swinging.
Strikeout there for Kane. 2 gone for the 57's. Brings to the plate the designated hitter, number 22, Miles Miller.
Miles to the plate, 397 batting average coming into this game. He'll be up over 400 after 2 hits in his previous 3 at-bats.
5-3-3. Good for $648. Claim that prize at the ticket office.
2 out. Runner in scoring position. Nick Conyas doubling to get things going for the 57's. Conyas doubled, but then back-to-back strikeouts. McClintock and Adams taken care of in a solo effort by Barry Kane. So 2 down. Miller trying to advance Conyas, who got that leadoff double to get things going here in the bottom, or top of the 7th, rather. 14-5, Swift Current trails. Encouraging to see some offense for Swift, as they've managed to get 8 hits and 5 runs today, including a couple home runs. This 4-game skid, the offense has been anemic for the 57's. Miller gets a piece of that ball, hits it to center field, and that will carry into the glove of David Salguero. So Conyas doubles, but is subsequently stranded. Top of 7 is done, bottom of on the way. 57's baseball. We'll be back right after we 7th inning stretch here in Medicine Hat.
When planning your Swift Current stay, call the Days Inn. Just a short walk from Living Sky Casino and a few minutes from world-class golf, Days Inn offers free Wi-Fi, a continental breakfast to go with newly renovated rooms. Ask about suites with kitchenettes. Unwind in the jacuzzi suite. If you're driving a large truck, no problem. There's lots of free parking. The Days Inn is home to locally renowned meeting and banquet facilities as well. Call 306-773-4623. The Days Inn, the host hotel for the Swift Current 57's.
At the hearing place.
Spencer Kulawine coming on in relief for the 57's. Left-handed pitcher. 11 appearances, 21 1/3 innings of work, allowing 19 hits, 9 runs all earned. Striking out 31 and walking 12, 1-0 on the year with a 2.95 earned run average. Kulawine out of Harrisburg, South Dakota. Part of that UNO program that has provided Swift Current with personnel over the years. So the lefty Kulawine coming in here to try and cool the hot offense of Medicine Hat. 14-5. Medicine Hat leads it, bottom of 7. Medicine Hat with 10 runs over the last 2 innings.
Hey, starting off for your Mavericks, the designated hitter number 20, Sal Rodriguez.
Sal Rodriguez. 3 hits, all of the single variety. So lefty Spencer Kulawine entering the game. Spencer. Fastball. Rodriguez gets a piece of it, redirecting that into the paraphernalia of Ben Komanowski, count 0-1. Spencer, strike 2 going right after Rodriguez here. The 6'3" lefty. Ahead of the designated hitter for Medicine Hat, 0-2. Kulawine not taking much time between pitches. Quickly retires Rodriguez. Michael Kahn reached on air, a single and a double the afternoon for Michael Kahn to go with flying out in the infield earlier. 14-5 lead for Medicine Hat. Nobody on here. 1 out in the bottom of the 7th inning as Kulawine winds and delivers. Slap the opposite way into left field where awaiting Blake Adams absorbs that into his glove.
2 on for the Mavericks in the bottom of the 7th.
2 quick outs for Kulawine. Number 9 hitter Jordan Dre, who's 1 for 3, walking and striking out twice to Garrett Hawkins. Starter in this one. Kulawine not missing by much to left fielder Jordan Dre. Count 1-0. 2 down here. Bottom of the 7th inning. 14-5 lead Med Hat. Fastball, strike, 1-1. Medicine Hat warming up Ryan Chenskowski in their bullpen out of Mountain Home, Arizona. So both teams warming up personnel as we get into the late innings of this matinee affair. There's a single by Dre, his 2nd hit of the afternoon.
Top of the order now for the Mavericks, the center fielder number 2, David Salguero.
17th hit of the afternoon for the Hat. Everyone in their lineup has smacked at least 1 single today. 57's with 8 hits of their own. David Salguero. Two singles, 2 RBI, triple. One of those RBI via the sac fly. One was scored on one of his hits as well. 2 down now, 1-1 count, runner on at first. Bottom of the 7th inning. We're in Weyburn tomorrow night. We'll have that webcast for you, 7:05, 57's baseball. Hope you're able to join us. Of course, the beauty of this webcast system that we have is even if you're late, you can still watch the game beginning to end. Thanks to the miracle of YouTube and its live streaming system, the way that we've been bringing you Swift Current 57's baseball over the last 4 years. Swatting at a high ground ball. Mitch Dean diving stab at third. McClintock not quite able to hold the bag. And Bo a little sore after that one as he had to use every little bit of dexterity and flexibility to try and get that out. Nice diving stab at third by Mitch Dean, but Salguero reaching. Carson Johnson reached via the E4 his last time up. Lined out, flown out. He grounded out with a runner on at third, bringing in a run. Also has a walk. And Bo McClintock needing some extra attention here. McClintock is tougher than 3-day-old meatloaf that's been sitting in the fridge. He'll stay out there. Doesn't want any extra attention. Bo will play through it. And good for Bo. In tough times when you're on a losing skid and on the business end of a 14-5 game, players in any sport seem to get injured a lot quicker. I know, talking to Jamie LeBlanc, trainer for the Swift Current Broncos of the Western Hockey League, he says, yep, injury numbers do tend to go up during tough times. It's a lot easier to play through stuff when you're winning. And Bo McClintock, hot summer day, his team down by 9. This kind of young man this kid is. Really impressed with him. Bo sticking around out there. Outside offering low and away. Bottom of the 7th, 2 out and 2 on. Carson Johnson. Ball gets away from Kamenowski. Runners will advance the station. With 2 out, Dre has singled David Salguero. Despite a good diving stab and Bill McClintock doing everything he could to hold first base, Salguero getting on. And now Carson Johnson trying to keep the bottom of the 7th going, his team up by 9. Fastball, Kulawine, 2-2. Called strike. Nick Hooper prepping in the 57's bullpen. Salguero, fly ball into the mid of Jared Doki at second base. Or pardon me, Carson Johnson flying out to second. Couple are stranded, none come in to score. 7 innings in the book, 14-5, Med Hat. Top of 8, Swift on the sticks when we return with 57's baseball.
At the Hearing Place, we're making a positive difference in the lives of our clients' hearing health. We are a full-time, fully licensed hearing health care facility. Our goal is to improve and maintain our clients' hearing health with personal attention and ongoing support. As an audiologist with more than 15 years' experience, I work with clients of all ages, including toddlers and newborns. This is not only my vocation, but my passion. When you come into the Hearing Place, you will receive a complete diagnostic hearing evaluation using state-of-the-art equipment. We talk about the specific reasons for your visit and the hearing situations you find most difficult. We then discuss the hearing options that are right for you, your budget, and your lifestyle. The end goal is to ensure you leave with the knowledge and confidence about your future of hearing health. The Hearing Place. For more information, visit www.thehearingplace.ca.
New pitcher for the Medicine Hat Mavericks as we hit the top of the 8th inning. Ryan Chankowski coming in. That name is a game of Scrabble run amok. 1 appearance on the year, 2 innings of work, 1 earned run. And in that inning of work, he walked 1. 1-0, though, with a 3.5 earned run average. Ben Kamenowski leading off for Swift. Kamenowski, Dean, Doki, 6, 7, 8. I want to hear how to say this pitcher's name the right way. I haven't announced him as of yet. Right-handed pitcher. First pitch, Kamenowski, ball 1. One-oh count, top of the 8th.
Now pitching for the Mavericks.
Here we go.
Number 12, Ryan Chankowski.
Hey, I got it right. Two-oh count. Chankowski. 87 on the gun, fouled by Ben. Towards Med Hat's dugout. 2-1 the count to Kamenowski. Ben has a solo dinger this game, 1 for 3. Two-one count, Chankowski. Oppo shot, and foul into Swift Current's bullpen area. Long strike for Chankowski, 2-2 the count here. Top of the 8th inning, 14-5 lead for Medicine Hat. One hopper over top of Colton Wright, the catcher. Three-two pitch. Another one foul down the third base line by Ben. Three-two pitch. Chankowski. Kamenowski. Another well-hit ball, but that's foul. Coming in hot to the party patio there. Folks down the third base line getting some sun and enjoying a nice view of this ballgame. Swift Current recently upping their game with the party patio. Got the same kind of a setup at Mitchell Field as a towering fly ball by Kamenowski. That foul ball will get into the seats. And I always say that's a major difference between baseball fans north and south of the border. You go to a baseball game in most of the U.S., ball heads into the stands and you have people fighting for it, going towards the ball. Into Canada, that ball is treated as though it's infected with plague. Everyone just scattering. As Ben Kamenowski is going to take a walk here.
The third baseman, number 4, Mitch Dean.
Mitch Dean, a walk, strikeout, and he's flown out tonight. Dean, ground ball, Ratai, Johnson, and off to first. Mavs turn 2. 4-6-3 double play, and now 2 down for Jared Doki. Doki's been on base twice this game, reaching via an E3, singling. He's also grounded out. Called strike Doki, 0-1, 2 away. Doki, the number 8 hitter in the lineup. Chankowski. And Doki singling up the middle, just past the outstretched glove of Nolan Ratai. Second hit of the afternoon for Doki.
874 of you here tonight this afternoon for
Attendance here at Athletic Park announced at 874.
Thanks for joining us on this Sunday afternoon.
Solid Sunday matinee crowd here.
The center fielder, number 21, Anthony Stewart.
Stewart on the afternoon, hit by a pitch and walked to go with a strikeout. Called strike here, Chankowski, his first time facing Stu. Jared Doki at first. Singling moments ago, there's 2 outs. Top of the 8th, 14-5. The 57's trail this one. Swift Current put up 2 in the second to take a quick 2-0 lead. And then met Swift Current with a 5-4 lead after a 3-run 5th inning that saw home runs from Blake Adams and Ben Komanowski. Stewart redirects that into the backstop.
It's all good.
1-2. Catcher Colton Wright was ready to head to the dugout and enjoy some time in the shade. With 2 strikes against Anthony Stewart, umpire says nope. 2-2. 2 away, runner on at first. Pitch from Chankowski, a much more definitive strike 3 there. And the 57's leave one stranded. Bottom of 8 coming up, 14-5 lead, Medicine Hat.
At Crop Production Services, we're on in our commitment to farming. As in, it's on, lights on, game on this day and every day. Because through seeding, spraying, and harvest, on isn't an option. It's a marathon of on for farmers. On track, on time, always on. Like CPS in your community. So much riding on your farm. So many ways to profit from our experience. Bring it on. CPS, we're with you.
When you need to unwind, visit Smiley's Lounge at the Days Inn Swift Current. Smiley's offers daily food specials and a full menu. Ask about their daily homemade soup and a wide variety of wings. Need something to go? Visit their off sales selling cold beer, hard liquor, wine and coolers, and all the ice you need. Need takeout or a catering service? Call 306-778-4600. Smiley's Lounge, North Service Road East, Swift Current.
In comes Nick Hooper from Swift. Hooper, right-handed reliever from Springfield, Missouri, Lubbock Christian. Right-hander, 6'1", 190. Hoop's 14th appearance of the year, 16 2/3 innings of work, allowing 12 hits. 7 runs, only 4 earned. 23-8 strikeout to walk ratio. He's got a 3-2 record on the year with a save and a 1.68 earned run average. Fastball that eclipses 90 rather frequently. As Colton Wright leading off here for Medicine Hat. First pitch from Hooper. 1-0 count. Fastball, and right belts that into the outfield.
Right on with a single. Brings to the plate the first baseman, number 31. Zach Gray.
Zach Gray. Fastball from Hoop. Count 1-0. Gray on base percentage this afternoon of 1,000. 5 appearances, 2 walks, 2 singles, and a double. So a tough out for the 57's here with a runner on at first. Called strike, breaking ball. 1-2 count. Gray is the number 4 batter in Medicine Hat's order. We'll be back at her tomorrow night in Weyburn. 7:05 first pitch from Tom Lang Park. Fly ball, center field, Anthony Stewart. And for the first time this afternoon, Gray's taken care of as he flies out to center field. Putting the first out of the bottom of the 8th on the board.
The second baseman, number 1, Nolan Ratai.
Ratai, RBI double the last time he was up that brought a run in. He's singled earlier this game. Runner on at first. Spencer Kulawine, 1 inning of work for the 57's, coming in the 7th, keeping Medicine Hat off the board. Hooper, the heater, and strike 1, swinging strike from Ratai. When the 57's have won this year, and their 14-16 record coming into this game, they've won big. So Hooper would be the closer for Swift. He doesn't have that closer-type numbers with only 1 save on the year. But Nick is a guy that the 57's would want to use in more save situations. Many of those 14 victories this year for Swift have been decisive ones. However, they're in danger of being quagmired in a 5-game skid now, trailing 14-5 to Medicine Hat here in the 8th. Swinging strike, and Ratai retired. Bringing Louis Canjera to the plate.
The third baseman, number 4, Louis Canjera.
Canjera, 2 out, 1 on. One. Ground ball. Hit to Hunter at short. Takes a funny hop on him and a flip to second base, and that'll do it for the Mavericks. Canjera, ground ball. Ethan Hunter. He flips to the second baseman. Top of 9 coming up. The deficit for the 57's is 9. We'll be back to see Swift take one more kick at the can right after this.
10-6. It's a final in Yorkton. They beat Lethbridge 2-0.
At Crop Production Services, we're on in our commitment to farming. As in, it's on, lights on, game on this day and every day. Because through seeding, spraying, and harvest, on isn't an option. It's a marathon of on for farmers. On track, on time, always on. Like CPS in your community. So much riding on your farm. So many ways to profit from our experience. Bring it on. CPS, we're with you.
And now, a message from your stomach.
Hey, the workday's over and it's time to eat, and I need some real good food. Some real good food from Houston Pizza. They've got savory ribs, souvlaki, steak, chicken, Greek or Caesar salad, and of course, that delicious pizza. Everything's made fresh daily. For dine-in, pickup, or delivery at Houston Pizza, you get real good food.
Houston Pizza's
Rally caps on.
The 3 o'clock game is the makeup game.
The deficit is 9. 57's in Med Hat. Top of the order, though. Right where we want to be to get a comeback going.
Starting off for the Swift Current 57's, number 8, Ethan Hunter.
We are the 57's Homer webcast. So there we go. Hunter, not quite. Nice play by Rat's Eye. That's a tough catch to make. Looked like Hunter might have enough oomph on that ball for an oppo shot for a single, but one down here.
Sunday, that means the kids can run the bases. If you want to run the bases, head on over
Nick Conyas doubled his last time up.
after the game to run the bases. 39, Nick Canis.
That was Nick's first hit. Back for his second tour of duty in Swift Current. Nice to see the stars align for Swift Current 57's coach Joe Carnahan and get more personnel back from that 2017 championship team. Down the stretch, guys who know what it takes to win in this league, what it takes to finish strong into the regular season, and 2 times in that championship run last year, Swift Current trailing in series. They got Conyas back. They got Blake Adams back. Count 2-1 to Nick. Nick and Blake, big parts of that championship outfield last year and key contributors to the offense. Swift, though, in danger of going on a 5-game skid. Team ERA over that skid before this game was around 4, so not ballooning, but Conyas, that's encouraging to see. His second hit at 2 at-bats as he finds his Canadian swing here. He'll likely finish the afternoon 2 for 5. But over this 5-game skid, it's really been the offense that has dried up for the 57's. Over the last week, only 3 guys on the team with batting averages above 200. So Bo to the plate. Infield single to go with 3 strikeouts this afternoon. Bo struggled at the plate earlier this year before going on a tear. He's got both the physical and mental toughness to work through it. 1-2 the count. You'll have ups and downs over a 48-game season. '57's in both of their recent championship years had some down times. Ground ball hit right back to the pitcher. Potential for 2 here. Now they'll just get 1. The 1-6. Chankowski to Johnson. So Bo will reach on a fielder's choice at first.
Johnson with a happy feet gets the runner at second. 2 gone for the 57's.
And now Blake Adams.
The left fielder, number 24, Blake Adams.
A single and a 2-run dinger. All in an afternoon's work for Blake. Two down now, top of the 9th. Adams trying to help Swift finish strong. Look out. Now ball landing in the vicinity of some of our neighbors and new friends here at Athletic Park in Med Hat. A 1 count to Adams. There's a shot into right field, lost in the sun and found by Dre, and that'll do it. Adams flies out to right field, and the 57's losing skid unfortunately hits 5 games. They'll try and snap it tomorrow when they're in Weyburn. 7:05 first pitch for that one. We'll have that one. Check the Swift Current 57's website and social media for the live stream of that game. 14-5, 57's dropping a matinee decision here in Medicine Hat. That does it for another webcast of Swift Current 57's baseball. Good day from the Hat.